I'm Dr. Rod Berger with the Core of Education and American Ed TV here at ASCD 2014 in Los Angeles. We decided to ask people what their ideas in education were. Big, audacious education ideas. Here's what we found. This man needs no introduction. Obviously, a lot of you recognize him as Eric Schenniger, the digital principal here in the U.S. We see you at lots of conferences and really leading the way. I want to ask you, what is your big, audacious education idea?
My big, audacious idea is not very complex. We need to work harder to create schools that work for kids as opposed to schools that work well for us. Too often schools are based on compliancy, control, and mistrust of students. We need to flip the script and really create schools that students want to be a part of, they find meaningful, relevant, because that is the key to preparing students to be successful in today's global economy. Because education matters.
Bill Starrett, who we interviewed about his book earlier from the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, we want to ask you, Bill, what is your big, audacious education idea?
Rod, education is a profession where we're all together in a school building, yet oftentimes we don't know what our colleagues are doing. So I think principals and teachers need to find ways to share great ideas from within. One practical tip, principals should start every faculty meeting with a short clip of teaching. That can come from a short videotape segment with the teacher's permission where the teacher leads the discussion and really shares out what's working. Instead of just focus on the strands the students are struggling with, let's focus on what students are learning well at, what teachers are teaching effectively, and let's continue to build on the success from within the school. And as teacher leaders, let's find ways to do those peer observations in a non-evaluative way and learn from each other. It's very important that we learn and grow as educators because education matters.
We want to ask Sarah Skinner of Bright Bites what her big, audacious education idea is.
I believe in the power of data and reflective practice because education matters.
What is your big, audacious education idea?
I think we really need to work with teachers who are desirous of being leaders and build their capacity, whether they want to actually be a principal or whether they want to just lead the effort in curriculum or professional development, to provide them with the opportunity to get some time within their school day to really build that capacity within themselves. With more leaders in the schools, we can actually really affect more change because education matters.
For me, my big audacious goal is to spread ed camps not only all over the country but all over the world. And so ed camps are gatherings of educators that come together on the day of the event to talk about what they're passionate about and extend professional development beyond the walls of the school and beyond the boundaries of the school day. So we think that it has the ability to really change the way that we think about learning for adults in our learning organizations. Because education matters.
I would say my big idea would be to show children, students with autism that are diagnosed with the ASD spectrum disorder, to expose them to as much as of the general education curriculum as typical learners. It's important to expose them to any other curriculum that any other child that may not be on the spectrum, to be exposed to the same. I think as educators, we need to pay a little bit closer attention to the fact that their condition doesn't hinder them from learning, they just have a different way of learning. So as educators, we need to open our minds and expose them to the same curriculum, just maybe tweak it, adjust it, really make it individualized for them. Learn about that child. You may not learn about them through words, so you might need to get a little bit creative. You might need to just sit there and observe them or listen to them to find out what it is that they're good at. But once you get past that, you could really see miracles happen in front of you because education matters.
One idea that I have that would be a big, audacious idea is for students to self-assess themselves. What we've learned in our district is when students have an opportunity to talk with one another and keep track of their own learning and they understand the why of why they're learning, they do better and they progress more. And that's my idea because education matters.
Well, it's all about passion. For me, it's educators modeling the behavior they wish to see in their kids. And I think if educators are really given the opportunity to pursue their passions and share those with the students, I think the ideas flow. And again, it's about modeling the behavior. So modeling being a lifelong learner, pursuing your passions in tandem with what you're teaching the class and pursuing those parallel paths and inspiring kids to own their learning as well. So it's because education matters.